What it do, y'all? What it do is your boy Ken Barco, and that's right, your boy's back, back from his little minication. And so I know I haven't really been dropping too many videos on this channel, so I'm gonna go and start. I'm gonna this next day or so, I'm gonna be dropping bombs like crazy. But yeah, let's get it. Let's get this thing going. But right now just gonna be reviewing the Superman movie that we had seen. I had seen it during my little minication. And I'm not gonna lie, I liked it. I liked it. It was actually pretty solid. What did you think of the movie, baby?
Which one?
Superman?
I was surprised. I didn't think I was gonna like it. I liked it.
Okay. Yeah, same here. Like it was a different kind of Superman, and so, starting off, I'm just to break the ice and tell you exactly what it is. I'm a Henry Cavill fan. That's my Superman. What's called just to start it off right now before any Zack Snyder fans start going crazy at me on the comments or whatever. That's my Superman. Even after watching the movie, Henry Cavill's still my Superman, and he deserved his shot. I mean, Henry Cavill Superman or his Superman iteration deserves so much more. The DCU back then was so messy; it was all over the place. They were dropping hits, but it was all over the place. You didn't know where they're gonna go. Warner Bros. Didn't know what they're gonna do with that IP. They did it. They're all over the place, and only until it pretty much was dead in the water did they more or less figure out what they wanted to do. And by then it was too late. They the way what was the name Ross Whedon or Joss Whedon in that situation when they replaced Zack Snyder, and it was messed up how they handled that situation. And so during that time, Zack Snyder's daughter had passed, and from my understanding, Warner Bros. Wanted Zack Snyder to finish the movie right after his daughter passed away. They didn't even give him no time to grieve or nothing. They didn't even let him finish his vision. And so that's what I mean by it was all over the place. They had good material. They were doing things the right way, in my personal opinion. But they were so set on trying to beat the MCU that they didn't realize that they were destroying themselves from within. And so they were over here trying to force Zack Snyder to work while his daughter just passed away. Like during the funeral, they were trying to make him work during the funeral and stuff. And then they let him go because he wouldn't, because he was grieving. You know what I mean? You didn't give him no grievance time. You didn't let him, spend any time with his family or anything. Like he had just lost his daughter. And they were trying to force him to finish that movie. And so, yeah, it was messed up how they did it. And so they ended up hiring the director of the Avengers movie, Joss Whedon, and it was horrible. The reshoots were horrible, from what I understand. It was just bad. And so, yeah, no, it was bad. Everything about it was horrible. I know I'm going off a tangent, but I'm gonna get to my point in a minute. But yeah, it was horrible. They finally let Zack Snyder come in and finish his vision, I guess, with the Justice League Snyder cut, which was the better version, anyways, because Joss Whedon's version was terrible. It was awful. And so, yeah, especially the fake Superman, what's called the CGI, where they had to take his mustache. That shit was just ugly. It was just ugly. But anyways, yeah, and so Henry Cavill has been playing that back and forth, and so after that, Henry Cavill was more like they pretty much told him that yeah they were done and everything. Then The Rock comes in with Black Adam, and then he's not done, and he comes out at the end, and they make it this whole reveal, making it seem like Henry Cavill's coming back, and then they screw him. They screw him at the end, and they say, "Nah, yeah, you're done. We're just rebooting the whole universe." And I was like, damn, bro, like they didn't give that. Henry Cavill didn't get his shot And it was terrible. And I really wish that he got his shot. I really wish they would have capitalized and actually made Man of Steel 2. And I always feel bad, like, I'm just like, hey, we could have gotten something amazing out of Man of Steel 2. This could have been the turning point where he's the ray of hope. You know what I mean? This is where everybody accepts him as the ray of hope. And so I don't know. It was just it was all over the place. And I know Henry Cavill also got screwed over at The Witcher. They screwed up. They stopped using the source material and started doing their own stories, and it just didn't work. And they replaced them with what's his name, Chris Hemsworth's brother, and it just looks bad. It doesn't look good. And so now, of course, Henry Cavill, did a cameo for Deadpool versus Wolverine. We don't know if he's even gonna do any of the a Wolverine project or anything. So it's like you don't even know what they're gonna do with Henry Cavill. Like, can we stop messing with Henry Cavill and just give him a role and let him stick to it? You know what I mean? So good thing he has Warhammer 40,000 that's coming out. Can't wait to see what he does with that franchise. Can't wait to see it.
There is talks Henry Cavill might play in God of War.
Henry Cavill could be in God of War.
There's a possibility.
Oh, okay. Hey, shoot.
It's just rumors.
Hey, that's wild. I don't know if he can play Kratos, but he'd probably make a great Hercules. Oh, he'd probably go crazy, but hey, it's gonna be messed up when they bash his head in. That's if they follow the comics or the video game.
I think,
but
with how high the actor is, they'll probably try to make him Kratos.
Yeah, and that's the thing about studios too. Like, if you already have success, you're gonna beat out somebody who actually is a newcomer and would actually do a better job. And that's something I was talking about on our Fantastic Four trailer reactions. By the way, go check it out. But yeah, I just think that Henry Cavill deserved his shot. So the reason I make this is that way no Zack Snyder fans come after me in the comments or come after anybody, because I'm hearing you guys are going crazy. I'm hearing you guys are like tracking people down and stuff like that. I heard some crazy stories online about it. So that's the only reason why I break it down, because I wanted to be known that I'm a Zack Snyder Superman fan. Like, Man of Steel is the best iteration of Superman for me personally. I know a lot of people didn't like it because he was brooding. It was a little bit more darker, but I loved it. Man of Steel was just amazing, and it deserved its shine. Like, I think it just didn't get its shine because it was right before the superhero era. Like, just a year before Avengers came out. So it was right in that beginning stage of superhero movies being taken seriously. You know what I mean? Just right before that. And so Avengers changed the game with superhero movies, changed the whole entire game. And so, um, yeah, no, I think Man of Steel didn't get his shot because they thought it was, so most superhero movies back in the day used to just be theatrics. They used to just treat them like carnival rides. That's how they used to treat them. So they didn't put much writing into them. They didn't do much love. They didn't treat them properly most of the times. And so that's why most critics don't take movies like that seriously. And they always give them bad ratings. Like, it's always bad. But I'm telling you, that movie was amazing. Man of Steel was amazing. It deserved a shot. And so, reason why I say all this is because this movie was great too, in his own way, his own iteration. Like I said, Henry Cavill is my favorite one, and honestly, I hope they cast him as James Bond. That would be amazing. He'll be a perfect James Bond.
They're probably going to cast someone English as James Bond. I'm not
even I mean, he'll be a perfect James Bond in my personal opinion. But whatever he does with Warhammer 40,000, hey, do your thing, big dog. They're part of the same company too, so it's not far fetched to say that he does become James Bond, because MGM is now owned by Amazon. I'll take two. But yeah. So I had to get that out of the way. So any Snyder fans, hey, I said it up front. But yeah. So going into the movie, Superman got his ass beat. Pretty much like, and throughout the movie, that's a reoccurring theme. Superman getting his ass beat. Like, I'm like, how many people can actually take on Superman in this universe? Because I know in Henry Cavill's super universe, only like the big dogs, like the big bads, can actually take on Henry Cavill's Superman. Like, and that's the thing. That's why I like Henry Cavill Superman, because he's fiction, and I know James Gunn probably wanted to be more realistic, wanted him to be a little bit more ground level, a little bit, which is not really what I want. I don't want no realism or anything that's gonna downgrade or make Superman look weaker, unless there's actually a reason why. You know what I mean? If that's actually what he is in the comics or actually what he is in the writing, then I feel like they did him an injustice. See what I did there? All right. But yeah, I think they do him an injustice because Superman is the big dog of heroes. Like he's the strongest there is. And it's crazy to me so many people in this movie can actually take on Superman. I'm like, bro, y'all shouldn't be able to take on Superman like this. Yeah, man. Yeah, and like I said, there's other superheroes that you can actually understand that could actually take on Superman. But it was like the engineer could take on Superman like that. That those are some of the things I didn't like. And so yeah, let me get all the flaws out the way. Some of the things I didn't like was a lot of people could take on Superman. A lot of people could take punches from Superman. Like he was punching regular people. I don't know if he was holding his punches or not, maybe. But a lot of regular, like the soldiers, the regular people that just had super suits, they can actually take on Superman. And I was like, dude took a punch and knocked his teeth out. But I'm like, your head should have been gone if it was Superman. Your head should have been gone. But I'm gonna finish this verse. Yeah, I'm gonna finish this verse. But yeah, your head should have been gone. Taking a full on punch from Superman? No, you should have been done. You should have been gone. You know. And so, but the thing is, the movie was a lot more goofier than most Supermans are, or Superman movies are. It was a lot more goofier. It was zany. Pretty much, the theme that Zack or not Zack James Gunn uses in his movies, especially with Guardians of the Galaxy. I felt the same vibes off this one, and so yeah, I felt like it was too goofy for a movie like this big. I felt like it was a little too goofy. Like there was times where I'm like, nah. I felt like he overdid it on certain things, and other things I was like, okay, like the monkeys that were trolls. Like, really? You know what I mean? Like they could have done better with that. Like I don't know if that's from the comic books. I don't know if this is James Gunn trying to be accurate to the comics, which I can respect. But it's like some things don't need to be cinematic. Some things do. Some things don't. And so yeah, the monkeys that was dumb. What was the other one? Him putting his ex girlfriends and all this other stuff, and I don't know. Actually might fit Luther. Like Luther, like going into Luther now. Oh wait, hold on before I go into Luther. Um, yeah, and the thing is, I don't like how whiny this Superman is. I guess that's supposed to be his trait and everything, and that he's flawed and everything. Because this is only year 3 Superman. He's only been on the job for like 3 years now, and for a Superman, he's kind of whiny. I don't know. I think I like my Superman to be stoic, nice, kind, but stoic at the same time, and not to be screamed. I don't know. It's just weird to me, and I felt like he was a little whiny. When he's having the interview with Lois Lane, he's whiny. Um, what was it when he's getting hit by crypto when he got injured at the beginning of the movie? He's a little whiny too. He's like, I'm like, nah, I don't feel like that's Superman to me. I don't know. I mean, how did y'all feel? I don't know. You guys tell me. But it was that another thing I didn't like about it. So I don't know. I like my Superman to be stoic, kind and stoic. I don't know. That's me. That's just me. Let's see. Another thing I could say that was like, for me was I could say was like the journalist team. Like they did a little side arc or a little side thing with the journalists. Like the fact that Lois can fly a spaceship, I was like, how does she know how to do that? You know, like when Mister Terrific gave her his ship, how did she know how to fly that? You know, I don't even know if they explained it in the movie. Like that was just weird to me. Like how did she even know how to fly there? Like was she like sleeping with Mister Terrific or something, and he used to teach her or something? Like what you know what I mean? Like what's going on there? Like if I remember correctly, they did not explain how she could fly that ship. And that whole side story, that sidebar and everything where they're showing them, uploading the content. They should have just did like little split scenes. But I get when you're trying to, just fill out a movie and stuff. You're trying to fill in time and give everybody screen time. I get it, but it's like I feel like that wasn't needed. Honestly, they could have just showed a split scene and been like, "Oh yeah, we sent the information out about Lex Luthor being a piece of, garbage." And so I don't know that was a scene that for me that I think didn't need to be in the movie. I don't know, but yeah, these are my flaws. These are my flaws. Um, and now let's get into the good thing about it. The reason why, and I'm gonna just start with Superman. So, Superman is flawed, very flawed in this movie and everything, but they acknowledge it, which is something I like. It's like Superman's not gonna make the best choices. He's not gonna be the best decision maker or anything. Like he just wants to do good. He wants everybody to do he wants everybody to accept him pretty much. He's like trying to prove something. He's trying to show that he's a good person and everything. And so throughout the movie you see that, and that's what you want from Superman, somebody that's actually trying to do good genuinely with no agenda. Like that's the thing. Like Superman, you never has agendas. You know what I mean? He just tries to do good, and that's what you want from Superman. Somebody that genuinely wants to do good. And so I like how they knocked that one out the park. Another thing I liked was the parents that didn't go in all in on the parents, which is good. Even though they were great, that was nice. And it was a crazy twist with his actual birth parents, where it turns out that it's like invincible. Like I ain't gonna lie, like like the amount of times he was getting his ass beat in this movie, you would think this is invincible. Like halfway through the movie, I'm telling Jasmine, like, damn, I think this is invincible because he's getting his ass beat every encounter he has with a villain. I'm just like, damn, like I don't think Superman takes this much ass whooping. Like, no, he gives them out. But that's my personal opinion. But yeah, no, it was just weird seeing Superman get this much ass whooping. But yeah, like going back to the parents, like turns out they were actually trying to conquer Earth and they wanted him to have a harem and do this and that and go crazy, do stuff like you would think they're Viltrumites from Invincible. Like that's pretty much they really want him to populate the Earth and in their image and things like that, take over. That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie, that reveal was wild. Like that was a crazy twist, and I actually liked it. And yeah, it's wild that Bradley Cooper was his name Jor-El. So that was a nice little touch in James Gunn's verse. All the actors he works with. Like James Gunn works with like the same actors he does, and he sticks with it. Like if he likes you as an actor, he's gonna stick with you. Another thing I liked was the Peacemaker cameo. Like I ain't gonna lie, that was pretty funny. Yeah, because Peacemaker's always talking. He's always talking about superheroes. So that was just perfect because everybody was just taking a giant on Superman the entire movie. But it was and that's what it pretty much was. Like they were just taking a giant like, oh should we have Superman, this and that. Like and it was things like I would think that they would be talking about, and there's some political messaging in there. I'm as much as or as little as it was in there, it was I would say it's a flaw, but sometimes you can see what they're trying to do. So I guess I would throw that into the flaw basket when it got political a little bit, but still, um, let's see. Yeah, no, and the Justice Gang. I like the Justice Gang. It was actually pretty good. I mean, I think they're a pretty solid team.
They brought
I
up
think.
Hot Girl. That's like one of my favorites. Like,
Yeah, Hot Girl. Yeah, no, Hot Girl was doing the thing, but I don't even think she got that much screen time. But yeah, she's
no,
gonna.
they didn't because I think they're gonna make a movie about her in the future. That's what
Yeah, I think they're making a Hot Girl movie, like their whole land or where they come from and stuff. So
yeah, they're gonna make
yeah,
one. I think it's just like a hawk movie because it's gonna have Hawk Man and Hawk Girl. So I don't know what they're doing.
okay. I mean, wherever they end up doing it, like can't wait to see it. But no, I like the way the Justice Gang. They're pretty accurate comic book wise. Like yeah, I ain't gonna lie, it was actually pretty good. Mr. Terrific was he was funny though. I know he was like the comic relief more or less. Guy Gardner. Yeah, like that's exactly what I envisioned Guy Gardner to look like in real life. So they nailed it. Hot Girl was amazing. Jimmy Olsen. I don't know. It was like I had a weird thing about Jimmy Olsen. Like he's a set. He's a appeal or what they call it. He's a symbol in this movie. Like I didn't get the memo. Like all the girls want him and stuff. I was like okay. I mean, I'm not hating. I'm just like I didn't get the memo. I guess I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, Jimmy also had all the girls though, man. He was the side dude of Lex Luthor's girls too, which was funny. I mean, I get it, and I'll say that it's actually okay. You know, no hate on that actor or whatever the writing was for him. But yeah, it was just like something that caught me off guard. But I liked it though. It was funny. Like at the end, and the girl, whatever. Like Lex Luthor picks like the most obvious like Instagram model girls or anything. Like he's cliche. Or I think he puts an image out. And so going to Lex Luthor, I ain't gonna lie, he was probably like I probably was liking the movie probably because of 50% of Lex Luthor. Like Lex Luthor was just a hater. That man was just hating. That man is a generational hater, like they say online. They've been calling him a generational hater. Like this dude was people because they like Superman. Like dude didn't care. Like dude was a savage. This like throughout this movie. I know people say Gene Hackman was the best Lex Luthor. I would beg to differ because this Lex Luthor was pretty. Like this adaptation of Lex Luthor was pretty solid. I ain't gonna lie. I like Lex Luthor on this one. I would say I actually like him better than Gene Hackman's character. I don't know. Like you could tell the hate coming from his eyes, his mannerisms. Every time something bad happens to Superman, he's just doing these little smirks and laughs, and then he gets excited, and then whenever Superman goes great, he starts raging, and so nah, I actually like Lex Luthor on this one. Like he actually did an amazing job. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he gets nominated for like a best supporting actor or something. Like he was that good. I'm not gonna lie. Like I mean, not saying he would, but I'm just saying if he did, I would not be surprised. But going in or not, but I said but again. Yeah, but I like Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor was that was a 10 out of 10 performance. I'm not gonna lie, that man was hating. Uh, and then also like the monologue from Superman or that what do they call it, that exit or whatever monologue he does at the end where he's talking about his faults, his flaws, and everything. That was just amazing because now you humanize like the way they humanized Superman in this movie was actually pretty amazing. I like the way that James Gunn humanized Superman and made him more human. And I'm not gonna lie, I was like, wow, I was like that monologue was pretty dope because you could tell how human he is. He's just a guy trying to do the right thing, but he makes mistakes along the way. He's just like any other human. Like I know they say he's like this perfect being coming out, and now they find out that his parents were evil or his people were evil, kind of. But he comes in and he gives that great speech. I'm like, damn, that was actually pretty. That was actually a dope speech. I ain't gonna lie. So I don't know. I liked it. It was pretty solid. I say, hey, we gotta give Corn Sweat a chance, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Now, is he my favorite Superman? No, no, not by a mile. Because even after that, I'll probably pick Brandon Roth's Superman on Superman Return over his. But I say they got something here, man. I actually do. I actually think they got something here. And and of course, another great thing about this Crypto, he was a great comic relief. Crypto didn't care, man. He was a dog. Oh yeah, he is a dog. But when I say somebody's a dog, I mean they're savage and stuff. So. But yeah, he was a savage. Like the way he grabbed Lex Luthor at the end after that big speech, that was like the funniest thing in the theater. But yeah, man. I mean, the movie was solid, and also another thing you can appreciate too was Superman or Clark Kent's and Lois Lane's chemistry. They actually work well, and then it's funny how other people know that he's Clark Kent, and then I guess there's other thing too where they explain that his glasses are actually like a hypnotizing or something that makes you not see Superman in him, which is crazy. It's a crazy effect, and I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense if that's actually a thing. But nah, man, it was a good movie overall. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it. There was a lot of great action scenes. Ultraman was pretty dope. A little underwhelming at the end when you find out that he's just a clone and he's actually dumb and things like that. But he was actually pretty solid. And I guess this iteration of Ultraman is actually just a clone. I think he is also in the comic books, like a variation of Ultraman is a clone of Superman. And so I know Ultraman, the actual Ultraman, doesn't do too great in the sun. So the power that Superman gets, which is from the sun, Ultraman gets, I believe, was it from the moon or something? I can't remember. But he loses his powers in the sun, so that's why he's always blacked out and can't show his face or anything because he won't have the powers or something. I don't know. But either way, amazing scenes like that one scene where he's twisting everybody around in the air or lasering everybody. Like the movie was actually solid. It was actually good. I put that up there against. It wasn't better than Man of Steel. I'm sorry. Man of Steel was just amazing. Man of Steel, that movie, that's the best iteration of Superman I've seen out of all of them. That's on Christopher Reeves and all this other stuff. And not to mention, fun fact, the reporter on the movie was actually Christopher Reeves' son. So I actually like that little fun fact. But nah, man, the movie was great. I enjoyed the mess out of it. I definitely do want to watch it again. So we'll see. But I don't know. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Let me know what you guys thought about this movie. I thought this movie was actually solid, and so I guess I'll give you my rating. What do I rate this movie? 1 out of 10. And for me, it's a 7.5 for me. 7.5. I would say 8, but the thing is, for it to be 8 for me, it has to be something that just amazes me. And there was weird things in there that it just didn't hit or it didn't feel. It didn't really do it for me. Like the metamorpho, the guy that could change minerals and things like that. That side story, I mean, it was okay. It was okay. I mean, it wasn't great or whatnot. And when they're trapped in and they get the baby and everything, like Lex Luthor's an evil dude. Like he's real evil in this movie, and so which I can appreciate. But like with his character, it was like he was whiny too and everything. I don't know if that's how he is in the comics, but it was like it was weird. I don't know. It just something that just didn't hit for me. It had a weird factor in there that I don't know. It didn't hit for me. I don't know if it hit for somebody else. Hey, all respects to you, big dog, but it just didn't hit for me. But I like the movie overall. I give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. Tell me what you guys think. Do you guys think I'm wrong and it should be a higher rating, or do you think it should be a lower rating? You let me know. But until next time, y'all, that's my review of Superman 2025. Until next time, y'all, much love. And okay, my bad. I'm looking for my fiance. But until next time, it's been too easy. It's too easy. Yeah, it's too easy. Yeah, what I just said.